So that level 5 vision. They talked about a couple new Inazuma games. What else? Professor Layton. Oh yeah, that dog shit. Alright, before you get all pissy in the comments saying, oh, you're just mad it's not an actual Yokai Watch game. I'm pretty sure most people looking at the trailer knew it was not going to be a Yokai Watch game. The Level 5 made it pretty obvious it was going to be a spiritual successor. They said it was going to have the same vibe as Yokai Watch. They never said it was going to be the actual 5th game. I'm just mad the trailer looks like shit. Okay, I should rephrase that. I think the game has a chance. I think the game itself could be good. But the trailer does not do a very good job at portraying that. Yokai Watch also had very bad marketing on Level 5's end. And I've heard that the main reason that Yokai Watch failed was piracy.
But to hear from the inside sources that one of the biggest reasons why Yokai Watch failed was simply due to piracy and lost trust of everyone outside of Japan, like, that sucks, dude.
There's no way, right? What? Not even indie developers blame piracy for the game failing. The game failing was a marketing error. Why would you market a game about basically ghosts in the United States and call it yokai? That's just stupid. Call them ghosts, call them specters, call them spirits. Don't call them fucking Japanese folklore, right? If you're trying to market a game to a Western audience, don't use fucking Japanese terminology. No one's gonna get that. That's stupid. And the fucking commercials were terrible. The only good one was the one with Reggie in it.
Hi! Hey, sweetie, it's time to start cleaning up. Nicholas Bechtel, what has gotten into you?
Has this happened to you? Yokai is why.
Also, how do you know it's piracy? Like, you say, oh, piracy is the main reason. How do they know that? They don't get a slip of paper. Fucking the CEO doesn't get a slip of paper saying this is how many people pirated the game. This is how many people paid legally for the game. That doesn't happen. Right? That's not the reason the game failed. The reason the game failed was because you're bad at marketing the game. And blaming that on piracy is just like, oh, it's not our fault. We're bad at marketing the game. It's the customer's fault for not liking the game and not buying the game. What the fuck? It's also brought up that the Hasbro, and a part of the merchandise, the Hasbro watches, were not up to the standard of the Japanese watches.
Oh, Hasbro did a terrible job of their medals. No, dude, you just didn't spend the money and buy it.
Kids aren't stupid. When I was 8 and I got my hands on a Japanese Bandai watch and compared it to my Hasbro United States watch, I could clearly tell which one was of higher quality. Right? All of my fucking 8-year-old friends could tell which one was better quality. Why would you buy the Hasbro watch if the Japanese one was just better? That was kind of Level 5's thing coming here. Just make things a little bit worse. They're dumb. They're not gonna understand. The kids are dumb. They'll buy it. Also, I know localization takes a long time. I get that. Sometimes it can be harder than making a game. Like Earthbound had to change a lot of things for localization. But the localization of Yokai Watch 3 is just bad. It's just not a good localization. It translates fine. It's a good translation, but those aren't the same thing. A localization changes the game for a different audience. Like, for example, in Earthbound, in the dream part, a magician. Ness in the Japanese version sleeps naked because it's not seen the same way over there. Here they gave him pajamas. That's an example of a localization. A translation would be they just translated it over, popped it into sent it to a few translators, and they send back a script. You put that in the game. But like, why are we in supposedly a country called BBQ? And the medals there are called American medals, even though we're in it's supposedly a different country. You did not make an effort to localize your game properly, to market your game properly, or to produce good merchandise of your game properly. You just expected, oh, it did well in Japan, it'll do good here. No. Pokemon could do that, because Pokemon was its own thing. It's not piggybacking on something else. Yokai Watch piggybacks on Japanese folklore. That the obviously Japanese folklore isn't gonna do well in the West. Nobody knows about it. That's why you should have called it Ghost Watch, or Spectre Watch, or Spirit Watch. Yokai, put it in the Google Translate, it'll give you Spectre. Just do that. God. And unfortunately, I see the same thing happening with Holy Horror Mansion, with the new game that they announced, the spiritual successor. I understand it. I get the premise. It sounds like an interesting premise. But if that's all you have to show for a game, then don't show it. If all you have to show for a game is a few 3D models walking in front of an AI-generated background, don't show shit. Pay the fucking concept artists. Don't go to fucking ChatGPT and go, oh, okay, generate this. We'll fix it up and we'll turn it into actual art. No, get concept artists. What the fuck? How do you expect people to look at this trailer and think, oh, that looks like a good game, I'm gonna buy it when it comes out? All this trailer is doing is planting the seed for when they see the game on the shelf and they go, oh, I remember that. That trailer had AI generated images in it. I'm not gonna buy that game. That game looked like dog shit. The game doesn't look good. Obviously, cause it's unpolished. It's not even in the beginning stages of development. It's a concept. Why are you announcing it right now? You fucking wait. Just say, on Twitter, say, the game wasn't announced at the Level 5 Vision because we have nothing to show for it. That's fine. Most people will understand. Most people are for, don't overwork the developers. You overwork the developers with Yokai Watch 4, it runs like dog shit on Switch. Frame drops every second. I had my game crash multiple times. It works better on PS4 and PS5. But this game was initially made for Switch. This is why most companies wait until you have a good basis, you have a good platform to announce the game on. You have the game's like, I'd say above half finished, and you go, okay, here's the announcement for the game. But then you're like, oh, why don't other games get to do that? Why can other games be announced way early into development, like Zelda? Well, everyone knows Zelda. Everyone knows that Breath of the Wild was gonna get a sequel. You don't need to announce to showcase a concept for that. You can just show, oh, here's a little bit of even Breath of the Wild had like actual gameplay for the trailer. And then wasn't that like 4-year delay? Seriously? Getting back on the whole AI thing. The whole trailer seems like it's made by AI, I'm not even gonna lie. The models are probably man-made, but the script is like, oh, I'm 10. I live with a rich family in a mansion. It's pretty nice, except this is also the gate to hell. What the hell? That's not like It doesn't sound like a human made that. Like, compare that to Yokai Watch's intro.
That day in the forest. Was the day everything changed. Huh?
Yeah, you can sort of see where the Holy Horror Mansion trailer falls flat. It's the Holy Horror Mansion trailer just telling you everything, while Yokai Watch's intro is showing it to you. The 2011 trailer is the same thing, basically. It's like the same length as the Holy Horror Mansion trailer, about 3 minutes. Actually, I think it's closer to 4 minutes. But it's the same thing as the opening cutscene, just stretched out a little longer, a little bit more explanation, a little bit, not even explanation, a little more showing what happens, what the main premise of the game is. I couldn't find a English subbed version for this video, so I'll link the 2011 trailer in the description. But you can see where the Holy Horror Mansion trailer is very robotic. It's like it just spits things at you that seemingly have no relation to each other. My name is 10. I live in a mansion. We're pretty well off. Also, my house is the gate to hell. Like, it doesn't really make sense, make any cohesive sense. I don't want Holy Horror Mansion to fail, because that means there's a higher chance of there being a Yokai Watch game, right? If Holy Horror Mansion succeeds, that means higher chance for an actual Yokai Watch game, right? But you're doing the same mistake. You're still marketing your game poorly. You're not showing anybody, like, hey, this is a good game. Your presentation is still awful, right? Yokai Watch was called a Pokemon ripoff. And in the advertisements, you did almost nothing to differentiate it from Pokemon. You didn't talk about how the game had an actual story and not, oh, I want to be the Pokemon master. You didn't talk about how the game had a very unique battle system and Pokemon was just turn-based. Didn't talk about any of that. You just said, oh yeah, look at this funny guy. Same thing here. You're not differentiating it in any. Well, you are addressing the concept. That's good. Right, that's way better. But still, I feel like it's still gonna be compared to Pokemon and be called a Pokemon ripoff, because it's just not differentiating itself enough. And people are more open-minded now. You see people praising those shitty mobile Pokemon games all the time, so maybe it has a better chance now. But that's not really a changing of level 5. That's a changing of people. And it makes me mad that they just blamed it on everyone else instead of themselves, when it was their fault that Yokai Watch failed. They didn't market the game properly. It's very frustrating that they keep doing that over and over for every game, for every installment of the game. And even with this new game, they're doing the same thing. It's very annoying. Well, I hope the game succeeds, and I hope we get another Yokai Watch game at some point in the next 50 years. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.